Hi, welcome to another Photoshop beginner tutorial. I'm PhotoJunkie from photoshopbus.co.uk, and today we're going to be talking about text. And first of all, I'm going to show you how to install text. So you download it from the site and it comes as a zip file. So I'm going to extract it, and there's the font. We can get rid of the zip file, and from that we right click and we choose to install. That's going to install it, and then next time you start Photoshop, because you'll have to close it and restart it, it will be there. But for this tutorial we're going to use Arial. So let's go through the different options we've got, and what I'm doing is I'm clicking and holding, or you can right click. We've got a horizontal type tool, a vertical type tool, and then we've got horizontal and vertical type mask tools. I'll go through each of them. Right, let's choose the horizontal type tool. If we click, drag and drag out a box, and let's turn caps lock on, we get our options up here. I've chosen Arial. This is where all our texts live. Chosen bold, 80 point. You can choose sharp, crisp, strong. You don't always get all of these options with the different fonts. It all depends on the font that you choose. You get to choose the color here. So let's start typing. So text. Now, as I say, we've created a bounding box. If I go too far, then it's not going to let me go any further, and if I tick the arrow or enter on a numerical keypad, I'll be just left with that. That's not what we want. So let's just click and type text. While it's before we say yes to it by hitting a tick or by hitting the enter a numerical keypad, we can hold down Control and grab the corners and scale it, and we can then say enter numerical keypad. We can also press Control T, free transform it. We can double click on it, and let's say we want it at 72 point, like that. And also we can scroll through, and what I've done is I just clicked in the area where the text name is and scroll through until we see something that we like. Let's stick to Arial. The other thing we could do, double click on it, choose a color. We can change it to red. You see it's red there. We're going to stick with black. Okay, so the vertical type tool works the same, except it's vertical, obviously. There you go. Let's get rid of M2 now, and let's go on to the mask tools. Horizontal type mask tool. I won't bother showing you the vertical type mask tool because it does exactly the same as the horizontal, but it does it vertical. So let's take this up to, let's say, 100 pixels and press enter. We want area, we're going to choose bold. We'll use black because it doesn't really matter, and we're going to type text. Now notice it's pink. That's because it's typing it as a mask. So when we hit the tick or the enter on a numerical keypad, we don't get the word, we get the actual marching ants. We get the selection. So if we create a new layer, and on that, if we get a selection tool, we can right click and we can do transform selection, and maybe we want to make this bigger. Click enter. And why would we want to do that? Well, maybe we want to get a gradient. I've got this gradient here which is just multicolored, and then making sure we're on that new layer, we can run that gradient through it and it will affect just that selection. Now that's all. I think if we go to edit preferences and we go to type, we've got some options there. We've also got down here under interface we can have the UI language. I've got English, of course, and we can have the UI font size, large, medium, small. I keep it on large. The difference being, if we choose small, then these samples will be smaller, or will be medium, or will be large. I think before this we had an extra large and they could be much larger, but they took a lot longer to load when you press the text tool, so it's probably better this way. So